Hey, I'm your ex-football player, now procrastinating 18-year-old gaming introvert, and I'm your speaker for the next few minutes. The name's Jalen, and if you want to stay for a bit, I can tell you a little bit about my life. It's not much though, since I'm only interested in video games and anime. Yeah, I don't go outside much. Should have seen me before. But before I spoil the ending, let's take it from the top. I had officially just started high school. I was on the football team, and I was a normal freshman. The only problem I had was my complete lack of social skills, as well as my vibe, which naturally pushed people away from me. So, yeah, I had less friends than years in high school. That continued until about halfway through the year, where I made two friends. After a few months, I started realizing that my overall happiness started to go up when I had people around me. My sophomore year had finally started, and so did my transformation. I began to realize that life without people wasn't really much of a life to begin with. So my journey to become less of an introvert began. I'll admit, going from just sitting around and watching the room to making conversations with random people was difficult. But I managed sometimes to fight through it until I eventually started making classroom friends, so like work friends, where you're cool and chatty with them at work, but in other environments, you wouldn't last 2 minutes of conversation without it getting awkward. And that was pretty much my sophomore year. Then came my junior year. I had a nice beard and was ready to slide through the year. I'm not gonna lie, the first part of the year was the best time of my entire school life. I made some real friends, the type that continue after class and maybe even after high school. All my grades were right where they should be, and my happiness was through the roof. That was for the first few months, at least. Then my sleep schedule, or lack thereof, caught up to me. Since waking up at 4 a.m. and going to sleep around 11 or 12 wasn't really making me a happy camper, I became kind of depressed and saw no end to it. To be honest, if I didn't have those good friends of mine, I might have stopped going to school. Then COVID hit, and I swear to you, you could see the light shining through my eyes. I was having a blast at the end of the school year. This all-time high lasted all the way to my senior year. After the first 2 months, everything came crashing down. It was family drama after family drama, and my motivation for school just diminished to almost nothing. In these trying times, I learned a lot of things that'll keep with me for the rest of my life. One of them is to not take what you have for granted. All of that led me to not pass all my classes that year. I began the next year off with COVID myself and had to quarantine my room. That time alone was maddening, and the only thing that kept me sane was some random interactions with my family through the phone. The rest of the year was just a downward spiral into madness with my grades as well as my motivation to fix them. But I can't be down forever. Well, that's my story. If I ever say I didn't want to change it, I'd be lying. Although, as life dictates, it is what it is, and I can't do anything about it. Who am I now? I'm an ex football player, a procrastinator, and an 18-year-old gaming introvert who's made some lifelong friends. They've taught me that going through life isn't so bad when you got people who care about you by your side.